The cool thing about that is that it's almost like we're seeing another origin story for Spider-Man. What's up and welcome to None of This Really Matters, where everybody outside in Area 51 is doing a bunch of 5Ks while we're just gonna be sitting here sipping on margaritas, taking it easy in the shade. I'm Ryan.
I'm Alex. And today we're gonna go see Spider-Man Far From Home, and I am super pumped to go see this movie.
Dude, me too, because coming off of Endgame is huge because of the things that happened there. The 5-year gap, the everybody dying, and not only that, but like what the freak has Spider-Man been up to? Endgame killed it. Can't wait to see how Spider-Man Far From Home does.
I'm excited to see how they talk about the multiverse and how Mysterio plays out, because the actor I'm not so sure about, but...
Really?
I mean... I don't know.
How can you go wrong with Jake Gyllenhaal? JG, bro. I love the guy, and I've been waiting for Mysterio for a long time. I didn't think it ever happened, to be honest, that we'd ever see Mysterio on the big screen, and yet here we are. And the multiverse? Dude, I was so pumped. When we heard that the first time, freaked out. Cannot wait. Into the Spider-Verse paved a great road, and I can't wait to see what they do with that whole open door. It's gonna be pretty sick.
I mean, not that I don't like Jake, the actor, but I mean, I've only seen him as a good guy, and so playing a villain and trying to...
Now wait a minute, you think Mysterio's gonna be a bad guy? I'm just kidding. Of course he's going to be a bad guy. It's Mysterio. The trailer made it seem like he was going to be a good guy, but us Spider-Man fans, we know the truth. And I can't wait to see how that happens, because Mysterio's a pretty big liar, and I'm pretty sure he's going to be lying his butt off in this. So whether we see more Spider-Man come in from the multiverse, or whether we see events from Endgame trickle down into Far From Home, I just can't wait, because it's Spider-Man on the big screen again. So let's not waste any more time and hop in the car, head to Stadium Cinemas to go and check out Spider-Man Far From Home. Oh, dude, that was freaking awesome.
That was.
Spider-Man Far From Home, Spider-Man more like Far From Sucking, because it was awesome. I freaking loved that movie. Spider-Man Far From Home, it was really tough for me to actually figure out which one I liked more, that one or Homecoming, because they're both pretty awesome movies.
Yeah, I'm right with you. That movie was just killer. Did really well. Loved the movie, and having a tough time to where to put it in my rankings.
Here's the thing though, is that I'm a little disappointed in the multiverse. Not that this is ruining anything for you guys, but everyone should just probably know that we're gonna have to wait on that crap, because it was such a bummer. I thought things were gonna definitely happen, and so many people have said Mysterio's a liar, Mysterio is totally gonna be lying about a multiverse, and I just didn't think... I thought for sure we were going to be getting a multiverse in the MCU.
I mean, from how Mysterio put it, you're like, oh, that makes sense. And there could be a multiverse because of the snap and the blimp. He made it sound like it was real and everything, but then at the end, you're just like, well, that sucked.
Well, yeah, but it didn't really completely lose it for me, because they handled it pretty well. And I mean, the multiverse is such a huge thing in comic books and Marvel in general. I think we'll see it on the screen, but I really wanted to see it here because it was so cool. They were building it up. The hype for it was crazy. I don't know, trailers can kind of really ruin stuff like that. But let's talk about Mysterio a little bit. How did Jake Gyllenhaal pull it off for you?
I thought he did a fantastic job. I mean, at first you're like, oh, he can be the new Iron Man, or he can be a good guy and everything, and then flipped, and you're just like, oh no.
Yeah, and not only that, but like we totally saw that coming, because that's how fans do it. But a lot of people were under the impression that he was going to be a good guy. I really liked how they pulled that off, especially since us as fans, we knew that he was going to be bad. They played it off really well and unsuspecting even for the fans. I really liked that. I thought he was a pretty good villain. One of the best villains in the MCU. I still liked Vulture a little bit more.
Yeah, for Spider-Man's two villains, I think I'd actually put Mysterio. How they did Mysterio with all the illusions and all the trickery, and you didn't know who was real or what.
Yeah.
And if this was just all in his head and things like that, like they did a good job.
The CGI in this, where they were doing all of the illusions when Spider-Man was like trapped, that was so cool. Probably my favorite part of the movie, and that's what made it so great for me. The thing that I had problems with is the fact that Tony Stark, even while dead, is still a little bit dominant in this storyline. But the cool thing about that is that it's almost like we're seeing another origin story for Spider-Man, where we didn't see Uncle Ben in this homecoming of Tom Holland Spider-Man. We see Tony Stark. Even though we know that Uncle Ben is around in that universe, we know that Tony Stark is kind of acting like that. And I like that, but I don't know how I feel about Spider-Man being the next Iron Man.
Living up to Iron Man is quite impossible. What Hogan or Happy says in the movie, you know, you're never gonna be Iron Man,
right?
But you can be the best Spider-Man or whatever, you know, and just try to live up to your potential and not try to follow in someone else's footsteps.
And I hope they continue that, because I'd hate for him to take on the persona of Tony Stark, especially since it just doesn't work for me. But that Spider-Man is his own character, you know? He has his own things going on. And this has a lot of potential. Not only Spider-Man, but for the whole MCU future. And I sure hope that they continue to go on a pretty good streak like this. I just want to take this time to say thanks so much to Stadium Cinemas for sponsoring this episode for us to go and see Spider-Man Far From Home. That theater is freaking awesome. It's local, it's pristine, and it's got some of the best seating because they redone all of their seating to zero gravity cushioned seating. It's legit, it's reclinable, it's the bomb. Check out Stadium Cinemas in Payson, Utah, boy. This was a cool movie. I wasn't the biggest fan of them being outside of New York because, I mean, that's Spider-Man, but it worked here. It was fun. It was funny as crap. That movie was way funny.
I liked it going outside of New York. I get it from Peter's perspective. He just wants to leave and just wants to enjoy vacation before he has to go back to superhero duties, and he just wants to be a kid, and he can't really live a normal life now that he's Spider-Man and he's an Avenger, and so he's got a lot of responsibilities and things like that. And so just having this trip, you know, it makes sense. And so on how they like tailored all the events to where he's at was kind of cool.
There were a lot of things that could have happened in this movie because of what they showed in trailers, but I was pretty happy with the end result. Probably a higher ranked MCU film in my opinion. I'm stoked. I'm stoked on this. The MCU has so much potential. They're going to be dropping so much more information on us for the next couple phases, hopefully in the near future. And if they continue to produce stuff like this, Far From Home, I can't wait.
Thank you so much for watching. Tell us in the comments of what you thought about this movie and if you liked it or you didn't like it.
Lots of spoilers. Go ahead and do it. We loved the movie. We love hearing it from you guys. Tell us what you thought. And go and check out the rest of all the stuff that we have here on Nerdy Blurb TV. We like to keep it fresh and nerdy just for you, but mainly for us because we love this stuff and we love hearing from you guys. So go and check it out. Subscribe if you haven't, but if you don't want to, that's okay, because in the end, none of this really matters.
Mysterio revealing Peter's secret identity and...
I was just reacting to that. Thank you guys so much for tuning in here today at Nerdy Blurb TV and checking out this video. Consider subscribing if you're into this kind of stuff because we like to keep it nerdy here and interact with cool individuals such as yourself. Have a great day.